It's Gorman in the morning with Fletcher and Ryder. Now, 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning. Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Good Friday morning. It is October the 10th. I'm feeling Minnesota, Paul Fletcher. Lay it on me.
Well, what's the coolest thing made in Minnesota? Let's follow up. We got the results. According to the folks who cast a vote, it's a military vehicle, that Polaris military Razor.
Yeah, sure.
That took the crown of the second annual coolest thing made in Minnesota, beating up track chair, wheelchair, among others.
Yeah, but if you get lost in the woods and you find a can of it, you can't eat it. Sorry, I'm just still on the spam kick.
Sure.
That's just me.
That's fair enough.
Moving on.
Dr. Max Rempel is the founder and CEO of the DNA Resonance Research Foundation.
Oh, boy.
He seems to be a serious man, and he claims to have found evidence that there's alien DNA in some of us humans.
Okay.
Dr. Rempel discovered that there are, quote, large sequences of DNA in a number of his subjects that appeared to not match either of their subjects' parents. So naturally, you just assume that's aliens, I guess.
Gotta be.
I mean, you can't have a third person's DNA in there, can you?
I'm not really sure how that works.
Okay.
I don't understand DNA.
I play a scientist on the radio, but I'm not one in real life.
Oh, man.
It seems like a stretch to just assume that it's alien.
I'd start with chimp. They're really close as it is.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Or a third human? Come on.
Something. Good Lord. Slash has confirmed a new GNR album is on the way. The timeline is murky. He just said it's coming, quote, and then followed that by saying the band has a significant amount of new material, but emphasized the spontaneous nature of their creative process.
Okay.
What? You got to book studio time. It can't be that spontaneous.
Let's just take a look at the fact that this tour that Guns N' Roses has been on, the reunion tour with Axl, Slash, and Duff.
Yeah.
It started in 2016.
Yeah.
And I mean, how? What was the conversation that? Now? No, not now. Now? No, not now. Can we make a record? Okay, let's make a record. 9 years before you finally decided you might want to write some songs. What's going on out there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Other than printing money.
There were rumors of Izzy coming back as well. Those were squashed in this past September, I guess.
Not a chance.
Things didn't work out.
Boy, I'd be all on board if that happened.
Yeah, hell yeah. Seems there's a contest for everything these days. I mean, am I all right? I mean, it feels like it. So why not water towers?
Okay.
Yes, votes are being taken right now for Tank of the Year, and 15 from Minnesota are in the running, including Becker, St. Paul, Shakopee, and currently in number 3, according to the votes, Pequot Lakes.
Oh, wow.
Lindstrom and the teapot thing isn't on there?
No, but Pequot Lakes is pretty sweet. It's like it looks like a bobber. The top of it, and it's a fishing country.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that one's pretty cool. St. Paul's twin water towers is sort of, if you want to call them that. Tankoftheyear.com is where you go to vote if you really want to get involved in this.
There was a Copenhagen tobacco plant in my hometown in Kentucky because there's tobacco in Kentucky.
Really?
They had a giant water tower. It was the biggest one in town. And my brother and 2 friends climbed that bad boy and spray painted in giant block letters, "Fight Graffiti" on that water tower.
That's awesome.
Which to this
I
day
like
is one of
that.
my favorite things ever.
Yes.
That's awesome. I like that.
It's good
Very
stuff.
cool.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame announced a list of special guests for the 2025 ceremony, including Beck, Brandy Carlisle, Elton John, Flea, Iggy Pop, Missy Elliott, Olivia Rodrigo, 21 Pilots, and more.
Wow.
David Letterman will be inducting his late friend, Warren Zevon. And here's the thing. You think that's enough guests? The Hall of Fame says there'll be additional guests as we get closer to the event. So apparently it's just going to be all guests.
That's really great that Letterman, because, he always championed Warren's music. And Warren went on Letterman, to basically say goodbye. He was terminally ill. That's when he said enjoy every sandwich. What have you learned since facing your impending death? Enjoy every sandwich. That's where that came from. Great stuff. I will be watching Letterman with a tear in my eye, most likely.
Oh, sure.
Big fan of Warren.
Fair enough. A group of scientists have woken up, quote unquote, some ancient microbes that have been trapped in ice for an estimated 40,000 years.
Oh, for the love of all that is unholy. Why?
What?
Why? It's just Black Death waiting to take us all. I don't want germs from 40,000 years ago. We're not ready for that.
Yeah,
the team of geologists and biologists from the University of Colorado Boulder made the discovery in the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers permafrost tunnel near Fairbanks, Alaska. Their report says that, quote, if you thaw out permafrost, the microbes within will take a while to become active. And after a few months of being thawed out, like waking from a long nap, they begin to form flourishing colonies.
Didn't anybody else see the Jodie Foster True Detective series about the Alaska and the permafrost? There's ghosts in that crap.
No, that's on my to-watch list for sure.
Yeah, no, come on. We don't need this.
It's a frozen mix of soil, ice, and rocks. How much damage can it do?
Dude,
bite
do
your
not
tongue.
tempt fate. No.
I don't like 40,000-year-old anything, especially microbes and germs. As I said, I just play a scientist on the radio. I'm not one in real life, so I don't know what I'm talking about.
Weren't you a curious kid? No?
No.
Okay, well
Just wanted to listen to records.
These engineers were all curious. They were boys that were curious and girls that were curious, and they just stayed curious.
Uh-huh. Well, you know what happened to the cat.
The El Cortez Hotel and Casino is supposed to be supposedly the oldest and most haunted hotel in Las Vegas, and they're offering to pay someone $5,000 to spend a weekend ghost hunting inside. And it actually sounds pretty cool. You don't have to be a professional. They'll equip you with all the ghost hunting gear, like EMF meters, EVP recorders, flashlights, thermal sensors. You can fill out an application right now at casino.org. I'm going to send this link to my wife. They even provide an additional $1,300 for travel and food. So, I mean, it's like a legit deal.
I feel like this is one of those Brazilian TV shows where they've just booby-trapped that whole thing, and it's like Candid Camera on steroids, you know? You always see those clips where they make people think the elevator's collapsing underneath their feet and stuff. Yeah, that's what that is.
I mean,
I don't buy it.
Sounds like fun, though. And $5,000 for a weekend? That's good money.
Ghost hunting do you need to do? If I'm hanging out by the pool with a margarita and I don't see a ghost, is that ghost hunting?
I think you could get away with whatever you have the willingness to put forward, Ryder.
Nice.
I believe in you.
Sounds like a paid vacation.
I think you can set up the meter and the recorders that they give you, set them up next to you on the lawn chair while you're sipping your margarita. This is pretty cool. The Savannah Bananas are going to swing by Target Field in August on their 2026 Banana Ball World Tour.
Oh, wow. Nice. I got on the wait list for the CHS Field one and did not get a chance to buy tickets. So.
Well, now you got a much bigger stadium, so hopefully your dreams can come true. The Bananas will take on the Loco Beach Coconuts in a 3-game series. Just in case people aren't familiar, this is kind of like the baseball equivalent of the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah.
And it's really taken off. There's lots of insane antics and rules. A couple examples. Fans catching foul balls are outs.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Performing trick plays to record routine outs. That'll amount to the team that has more trick plays will amount to an equalizer point at the end of the game, which I love. And there's dance routines. It's insanity.
I like the guy who comes up to the plate on stilts. He's like 9 or 15 feet tall. That's good stuff.
How the hell does he make contact? Does he have a longer bat?
No. It's a bunch of really good baseball players who aren't quite good enough for the majors. I mean, they're real ball players.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
You can find a 60-minute story from last year on the Savannah Bananas. It's pretty awesome.
They're like baseball players and gymnasts.
Yeah.
They're all doing backflips and crap.
It's wild. Really cool.
Cirque du Soleil baseball?
Pretty much.
And just Banana Ball's been here before, as you mentioned, Ryder, at CHS, but this is the first time the Savannah Bananas, which is the most popular team, are going to be here.
Yesterday on this very show, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I said 5-0 we're going to win, right?
I'll find
did I
the
say
tape.
that? Did I say that?
I
Let's
think
find the tape.
Maybe you did.
No, I did say the Wild was going to win based on nothing. But, oh, my goodness, what a start to the season last night. 5-0. And, granted, 5 goals is great, but how about Gustafson denying 26 shots for the shutout?
Attaboy.
Absolutely spectacular.
Yeah.
Ryan Hartman early in the first period sounded like this.
You got to get the puck in their hand. Johansson got it to Hartman, and he scores!
And then on the very next shift, Rossi over to Kaprizov, over to Boldy.
Rossi got it back. Kaprizov out front to Boldy, and he scores!
And then Eriksson scored, and then all within like 3 or 4 minutes with 2:24 to go in the second. Then Hartman again.
Trenyon down low. Hartman scores!
And then just to be a wise guy, Rossi went ahead and scored the 5th. Listen, that's a great way to start, no matter how you slice it or dice it.
It absolutely is. And I will I tell you what, it's amazing how this played out. Kaprizov had 3 assists, and he was. I mean, the first goal to Boldy, he's the only guy on the team that makes the play he made. And Gustafsson, they got outshot 14-5 in the second period.
Nice.
And most of that period was 0 shots.
Yeah, right.
They went 0 shots for over half the period. I mean, he kept him in the game. So the 2 guys he just signed were the difference last night.
Huge win. In the NBA, every year at this time, there's a survey of all of the league's general managers. They're not allowed to vote for their own players or coaches, but basically, long story short, they answer a bunch of questions. The GMs are asked, what are the chances of the Wolves winning a title? They got no votes as this year's NBA champion.
Wow.
They did, however, vote Anthony Edwards as the best shooting guard in the league. He got 70% of the vote.
Wow.
Also, he came second as most athletic player in the league. First is Amen Thompson from Houston, and by the way, no question, he is a freak. That guy's incredible. And then Rudy Gobert, second in the league as best defender and best interior defender. Of course, Victor Wembanyama was first in both of those categories, who's now 7'6", by the way. He's still growing.
Holy
7'6". Kind of crazy.
Wow.
Still growing?
Yeah.
Jeez.
He's like 20. He's the best defensive player ever in the league, and he's a kid. Sunfish Lake. Let's go.
That's a good spot.
It's a very good spot. What are you kidding?
It's a tiny spot, though. There's only like 600 people that live there.
Well, hey, man,
sure
that's what makes it so great.
I'm pretty sure that's where our friend Maggie grew up.
Probably so.
That area.
She's like a sunfish, swimming around, making people feel better about themselves.
I'd be in a good mood if I grew up in Sunfish Lake.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
A little under an hour from right now, about 7:05, let's call it. We're giving away McCartney tickets.
Nice.
Yeah.
To see a freaking Beatle?
That's how cool we are. At about 8:25, our buddy Jessi Pierce is going to be in. We're going to be talking about the Minnesota Wild.
Yeah,
we'll look back at last night. We'll look ahead to the week ahead, the home opener, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's always good to catch up with Jessi.
For sure.
Last night, Bald Man Brewery. That was a raucous good time.
Dude, I drank some very tasty beers.
Yes, you did.
They were delicious.
I don't drink a lot of beer, and I had beer last night.
You guys both, I believe, were going with that jalapeno cream ale thing.
Yeah. Ring of Fire.
Yeah.
I took mine straight up. Fletcher, what did they mix something with yours?
They cut mine a little bit. They call it a hot blonde. So they take the Ring of Fire. So I did 75% Ring of Fire, 25% blonde.
Okay.
Because just on the swig, the taster that I had, it truly turned my throat into a Ring of Fire. So I was like, you know what? Let's cut this a little bit.
Let's cut that.
And it was super enjoyable.
Steve, do you remember what you were drinking?
I was drinking the Honey Kolsch.
Oh.
How was that?
I'm a Kolsch fan,
Okay.
and they do it really well at Bald Man. That was great for everybody who came out.
Yeah.
And there's way too many to name all of you.
I had so many great
God.
conversations. I had
It was
great
fantastic.
conversation about hockey, which was super fun.
Yeah, very
that was
nice.
fun.
Oh, yeah.
Sincere thanks to everybody for coming out, and thanks again to Bald
Thanks
Man.
to-
That was
Dan.
that was a really good time. Let's see what I got back last night afterwards and got in bed and popped on the Dodgers game because my son was there, and I was like watching it, and I was like, and then it fell just dead asleep. Got to the end of it, watched it, crazy ending, and then was thinking like, I wonder how long. And then I woke up at like 90 minutes later, TV on, blasting. I was just like, So normally I don't put on sports when I want to, chill out.
Oh, I do. Baseball? Hell yeah.
Well, there
is soothing, though.
there is an app that's just fake minor league baseball play-by-play.
Dude, I take
It's
naps
to put you to
that.
sleep. Yeah,
Yes.
it's the real deal. One thing I am not able to do in a normal situation is put on music to relax to. I know people who like put on the radio or put on a record to go to sleep.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I have specific sleeping music for airplanes.
Okay.
That works there. And in case you're wondering, it's Irish artist Lisa Hannigan. I have her whole playlist in my phone. And when I put on headphones and put on that first song from her first album, I'm out before that song ends. It's just as Pavlovian a thing as there is. But music, if I can't, I've got to sit. I'm like, peps me right up. But the TV, I can put on the TV and I can lull myself to sleep. Yeah. What do you go with? That's the question. What's the relaxing TV show for you, Paul Fletcher?
Well, I tell you what. Anytime my 9-year-old who's listening right now, Evan wanted a shout out, so we got to give Evan a shout out.
Morning.
Anytime hi Evan.
Evan,
be a good girl at school, please.
Study and focus, Evan. 7. Turn
That's
the
right.
radio off. Do homework.
Cause a bunch of trouble for Dad this weekend.
Atta girl.
Yeah.
That's fine. We'll just be on the ice the entire weekend. But whenever she watches any of her Disney shows, it's super easy for me to fall asleep.
Oh,
Because
sure.
I've seen them 347 times.
Yeah,
of
right.
course.
They're good like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there a go-to? Ryder, you said earlier, a little baseball. Nothing quite like it.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. But I think, and this is a recent one, hopefully you guys have seen it, Tom Hanks narrated a nature documentary called The Americas that NBC played on.
Oh, yeah.
It
Yeah.
was freaking good
Really?
and so relaxing.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't have the animals eating each other because I think they wanted to keep it like safe for the kids and
Sure.
stuff like that. But
Sure.
it was incredible and a nice like wind down the night, have a THC beverage, and watch Tom Hanks talk about animals.
And you know what? Like, I like those shows, but every now and then I want those shows without animals eating each other. I want a break from animals eating each other from time to time.
Well, that's nature, dude.
Hey,
I
man.
know it is.
That's
but
how that goes. The most soothing shows, there's a list where the number one show listed is Bluey, the Australian animated kids show. I think Australia, my first thought is animals eating each other. That's what happens down there. Snakes eat kangaroos. Kangaroos eat Tasmanian
Whatever
devils.
they can punch in the face.
Tasmanian devils attack
Yeah.
children. It's
Yes.
a nightmare down
Yeah.
there.
What about
You know.
dingoes?
Oh, they got razor sharp teeth, mate. Bad attitudes. Nah, look out for them. Yeah, they'll come right up there on your ankle, mate. Well, pack of dingoes. He got a hold of a koala bear, and you would have never thought. Oh, I gotta stop.
No, keep going.
No. Panadol, mate. That's Australian for headache relief. Remember that? Remember in the 80s when suddenly everyone was like, Australia must be the most amazing place in the world. That Crocodile Dundee's from there. And then everybody went and was like, there's nothing here.
Yeah.
There's just a bunch of cities in one part of this landmass. And the rest, just a didgeridoo, mate, and a guy you can't remember his name. Yeah. It's fucking crazy down there, man. 651-989-ROCK is the Luther Westside Volkswagen. By the way, the Luther Westside Volkswagen folks were out at Bald Man last night. Great to see you. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, that was awesome.
On the talk and text line, what do we got?
John hit up anything with Attenborough narrating.
Yeah.
That's a really good call.
You know what?
Yeah.
Just, in fact, Rosemary could just look at me and go, Attenborough, and I'll probably fall asleep. She could just say his name.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
we got one for Mr. Rogers. That's a good one.
Fred. All right. I
Fred
can see
Rogers
it.
was chill. And Drew just popped in with golf. That's fair, too. That's soothing. Like,
That is
that
the
always
correct
does.
answer.
Yeah.
I've spent many a Sunday afternoon just snoring right through the final round of a great golf tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in the winter when, like, it's just a complete white outside when I look out the window and there's that nice green grass on the TV.
And there's some guys
So
in
great.
Arizona just mocking us with their golf round.
and you can't help but fall asleep. And then you wake up and you go, I missed what? Come on.
Yeah, and not only are they golfing in Arizona on a beautiful day, it's like some skins competition where they're making millions every hole just to really shove it in our faces.
Right.
Oh, man.
I'm just reading the text line. There's one in there that you guys are going to have to handle.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Hold on. I there's so many. Which one are we? You got to tell me.
Oh,
Okay.
I see it. When my husband watches A Few Good Men for the 500th time, I can't fall asleep.
Oh.
Thanks, Spencer.
Wow. Mrs. Fletcher
God.
coming in with a big stick of hickory and
That's
smacking
ridiculous.
it. Man.
It's a good movie, though.
Good call.
It's a great movie.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
The movie that winds up my wife is any of the Jason Bourne movies. So I'll put it'll be on. I'm
Not
flipping
soothing.
channels.
Yeah.
I just have to put it on, and she's like, "My God, which one is this?" I'm like, "This is the second one." She goes, "How do you know? They're all the exact same." And I'm like, "Why
They're
mess with
not.
perfection? Those
They're not
first
exactly
three."
the same.
I got no time for that one in Vegas, but those first three are fantastic.
The one with Jeremy Renner. It's like a prequel
I like that
or whatever.
one.
That's a
I
good
like-
one, too.
It was. It wasn't. It was concurrent. It was like happening at the same time as the third Jason Bourne.
Okay, I don't remember. It's
Yeah.
been so long since I've watched him.
It's an underrated one.
Yeah, it
Not
is
bad
for
at
sure.
all.
Jeremy Renner's a good actor. So.
Well, and then you got what's her face and what's her name, and then that
Yeah.
other guy, and everybody. You know, all of a sudden you got yourself a banging cast right there. It's fantastic. 651-989-ROCK. The shows you put on. What are the most soothing shows, or in this case, what are the least soothing shows? Okay, first things first. Somebody said a soothing show to watch is Arrested Development. That's the I can't. I've watched every episode a million times, and I'm not going to sleep if it's on. I'm
No,
waiting to laugh hysterically
Yes.
every time.
Maybe they meant it as not soothing.
Could have been.
It keeps you it keeps you engaged and alert. I don't know.
Okay, Ron Howard narrating though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he
That
has
is-
got that soothing,
that's
keep
fair.
me calm voice.
That's true. It's very true.
So
Very true.
that could be a factor.
The story from that, they were putting that show together, and as an executive producer, he just did that because they had someone else in mind. It was a placeholder. He started to narrate to show the network, we'll have someone do this.
Yeah.
And Fox was like, no, you need to do
it.
that. And he was like, no, I don't want my hand. He was like trying to keep his fingerprints off the show. And everybody's like, no, my God, we got to have Opie. Opie Cunningham.
Yeah.
Narrate the show.
Cunningham.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know what's not soothing at all?
What?
I finally started the Ed Gein story.
Oh, yeah, no.
That's-
That's an afternoon watch.
That's the exact opposite of soothing. I mean, it's as far the other way as you can possibly get.
Yeah, no, that's like a spicy meal. You want to go lunch, not dinner.
Dude, but even when there's not something disturbing happening, you're still on edge. Just to the way he talks, the overall, the entire vibe of the show, it's just so unsettling.
Yeah, we watched, I think, 5 of them already last week, and then Rosemary's been out of town for a few days, so I've
You're on
not
pause.
been watching it.
You're on pause.
And I don't want to restart. I'm kind of like, you know what? I'm kind of like my life better when I'm not watching Ed Gein.
Oh, my
I'm real
God.
proud of you for not TV cheating on Rosemary. Though.
Yeah, that is nice.
No,
Good
no,
work.
it's, you know what? It's not worth it. It's you're only cheating yourself, really. Trust me, it's happened in the past, and the guilt is just too much to deal with. It's absolutely brutal.
92 KQRS.
We are ready to play a game. It's called Twin Cities Civil War.
We are partially ready. I just lost Pam from the east side, so I need an east side person to call pretty damn quick here.
Pam! All
Oh,
right,
Pam, hurry up and call back.
somebody on the east side of town, hit us up 651-989-ROCK.
Come on, East Side.
We need an east side rocker to win, to compete, I should say, for some McCartney tickets.
Well, and to entice them even more, the West is up 4-2.
Is that true?
East Side, don't take that.
Come on, east
Come
side.
on.
You got to jump in there.
651-989-ROCK. Let's go. Paul McCartney tickets on the line.
Have you ever seen McCartney live?
I have not.
Man. 3 years ago. God, that's amazing. 2022, saw him in Baltimore. It was the week he turned 80, and he only played for 2 hours and 50 minutes.
Good Lord.
It's pretty spectacular.
Dude, I couldn't perform for 3 hours at 51 years old. So that's impressive.
He's really, really great. It's going to be an awesome night. So we've got one. We do have a West Side caller. We now have an East Side caller coming in, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing?
We're going to chat with somebody from Hastings in a little bit.
All right. Let's. So are we ready to rock this game then?
Let's roll with Kim.
Kim from the West Side,
Hi.
Coon Rapids. Kim, good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Are you ready to play Twin Cities Civil War?
I hope so.
I'm going to ask you questions. You give me an answer. The first answer you give is your official answer. You can also say pass, and we'll move on to the next one.
Also, don't be afraid. If you think you know the answer right out of the gate, don't be afraid to interrupt Steve because you're against the clock.
Yeah, it's a gamble.
Okay.
All
right.
Ready?
Okay.
Set. Go.
What cartoon moose and squirrel live in Frostbite Falls on the Minnesota-Canadian border?
Rocky and Go.
Husker Du's Grant Hart and Greg Norton met at a record store near McAllister College in what city?
I don't know. Pass.
Paul McCartney wrote Hey Jude to which of his fellow Beatles' son, Julian?
John Lennon.
Beach towels with which Timberwolves player have been spotted at unusual locations like WrestleMania and Coachella?
Pass.
Inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2022 alongside Terry Lewis, what producer was fired by Prince for missing rehearsals?
Oh, shoot. Pass.
Born in Jackson, Dave Ellefson left Minnesota and went on to co-found and play bass in what thrash metal band in 1983?
God dang it. I've seen these guys.
All right. Where are we at?
All right. Well, Kim
him one.
Kim, you got 2. That's not the end of the world. It's not an easy game. Husker Du's Grant Hart and Greg Norton met in St. Paul. The correct answer on the beach towels was Nas Reed. Prince fired Jimmy Jam and James Harris the third. And then born in Jackson, Dave Ellefson was in the band Megadeth.
Megadeth. I knew that.
All right. That's all right. Hey, listen, as Fletcher said, it's a tough game.
You never know.
We have another caller ready to rock. I believe Neela from Hastings.
Hello.
Good morning. Are you ready to play?
I am ready to play.
All right. If you don't have an answer, say pass. If you have the answer before I finish, go ahead and interrupt me. Gonna wish you the best of luck, Neela.
All right.
Thank you.
60 seconds starts right now.
Before it was possible to go viral, what Minnesota Viking gained pop culture notoriety for the phrase straight cash, homie?
Oh, pass.
It's the prominent yellow building on 169. Jordan is home to Minnesota's largest store that sells what?
Pass. We don't know.
Paul McCartney wrote and recorded Live and Let Die as the theme song for a film that's part of what movie franchise?
James Bond.
Dinty Moore, Jenny O, and Skippy are all brands owned and managed by this food processing company founded in Austin, Minnesota.
Hormel.
Now featuring a year-round social district, what Minnesota city is known as the Halloween capital of the world?
Coon Rapids.
Bob Dylan notably lived above Gray's Drugstore in what Minneapolis neighborhood?
Dinkytown.
What brand of home exercise equipment originated as a static cross-country training machine? We're out of time.
Holy smokes. This one's a tight one. Neela, you missed Randy Moss, straight cash, homie. You missed Minnesota's largest candy store. And they sold candy at that store. And the Halloween capital of the world is Anoka. But the good news is you got 3.
Bingo.
That's it, dude.
There it is, Neela. Congrats. You got Paul McCartney tickets.
Nice.
You will be at the U.S. Bank Stadium a week from tonight, and you will enjoy yourselves. Congratulations.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Congrats.
You got it. From
Good
a
efforts,
really
Kim.
From a really happy moment where we gave away Paul McCartney tickets, now let's just piss each other off. Let's have a food debate.
Oh, boy.
Ketchup on eggs, yes or no? We shall discuss.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Ryder, I'm sorry, but we're going to talk about eggs for a hot minute. This woman does not like eggs, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I know.
The act is
What's
gross and not right.
No, it's so right. It's so right.
I, on the other hand, am a big fan of ye old eggs. More often than not in the morning, I'll find myself. Sometimes I'll just make one just to I just like a fried egg right now. It's like a snack.
Yeah, they're really, really good.
Do you put it in a deep fryer? How do you even make a fried egg?
You just throw
Put
it
in the pan.
Just put it in the pan. A little dab of butter, melt it, throw an egg in there.
God.
Come on, man. That's heaven on earth.
Yeah. Do you runny or not runny? Just curious.
Oh, no. I like it runny.
Okay.
Why would you want to eat something that you describe as runny? That is,
man,
what are you doing here?
And occasionally I'll go with the scrambled eggs too. I'm a big fan of scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
I like eggs in every capacity, but scrambled
1,000%.
eggs. And when I was a kid, I hate to admit it, I used to put ketchup on my scrambled eggs. And then one day, I just recognized there's no need for that. But as a kid, always straight to it. And the ketchup on eggs thing is it's a bit of a heater in terms of topics to discuss. Boy, you can really, really get someone. Go to a diner and ask for ketchup when they bring your eggs and watch strangers revolt against you.
Really?
Yeah, it's a real hot topic. Are you a ketchup on eggs guy, Fletcher?
I'm really not. I like onions, bacon, peppers, all that. Fine. Cheese, obviously.
Okay.
But no, it's not so much that I might like it, but I don't think that the masterpiece needs to be tainted.
What? Okay, let's talk hard and fast food rules. How do you cut a sandwich? Do you go diagonally or cut in half, vertically or horizontally? If the bread is not a square but more of a rectangle, how do you like to cut that sandwich?
It depends on how old the person eating it is. If they're under 14, then you cut it vertically down the middle, and if they're over 14, then you cut it diagonally.
I like that. The Mendoza line for sandwiches. That's great.
Actually, mine is if they're, I don't know. I've got a 9-year-old that wants them diagonally all the time. To me, it's if they're under 14 or over 70, you cut diagonally.
See, the diagonal cut to me, it was always fancy. Like that's
for sure.
It's one of those things. As a kid, no diagonal cuts in Imelda Gorman's kitchen, but I'd go to a friend's house and there'd be a diagonal cut, and I'd be like, "Oh, they're like high class."
Yeah.
I thought that was a real sign of something.
Yeah, I'm of the. It depends on how hungry I am. If I'm super hungry, I'll give a rat's.
Don't get me started if they would hand me that sandwich with some chips on a piece of chinette. Like, oh my God, this is like as strong as a real plate.
Yeah.
They must be rich.
That's the fancy see-through plastic plates, right? Chinette?
Chinette was like, no, just a thick, hard. They were like super thick cardboard. I mean, paper plate that was not paper.
Right, yeah.
We had the paper plates where you needed both hands under it to make it work. Therefore, it was completely impractical. You couldn't do anything. You couldn't take one hand off to take the sandwich off because the plate would collapse if you didn't have both hands under it.
I knew I was at a really classy picnic when the paper plates had like those wicker holders.
Yeah.
You know about those?
The wicker holders are amazing.
I was like, man, like this is living.
That's fantastic. I need some hard, fast opinions on some of these things. Okay, I'll give you one more. But by the way, I do want to mention the talking text line 651-989-ROCK. Lay them on me. Anything you want to weigh in on ketchup on eggs? Here's one. What do you consider chili? Is it a soup? Is it stew? Or is it neither? By the way, on what I'm looking at, most people say it's a stew.
It is.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
It's not.
Oh.
It's chili. It's its own thing.
Okay,
I am big on that. When something has its own, stew is a thing. It's got beef and potatoes and carrots and a broth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Chili is chili. Goulash is goulash. They have their own names. Why lump them into one category? Soup is soup. Chili's chili.
Okay, so if you go to a restaurant and there's a menu, what category is it just hanging out by itself?
It should just be under the chili. Should be under chili. And any restaurant worth its salt gives you at least 3 options for chili. You got the chicken and green, the green pepper. I mean the green, the
green chili.
Thank you, green chili with chicken. You've got a classic chili with beef, no beans, and then you got for your vegetarian weird friends, a nice bean chili.
Yeah.
3 chilies minimum, or I'm not taking you seriously.
I hate to be indifferent, but I can go with either. I could hear either argument. I can hear the argument for throwing chili into stew because the makeup is similar. Mm-hmm. But chili is a special, special thing, and it should be in its own category.
It's spiritual. It's a religion.
It is.
651-989-ROCK.
My God.
Pick your poison. Chris from Cannon Falls is on the horn. Chris, good morning.
Good morning.
What do you got for us?
So we were in Florida on vacation, and I like anything in an omelet. I mean, ham, bacon, whatever. Yeah. But they have like a chicken omelet, and there's just something fundamentally wrong about eating the entire life cycle of a chicken. It freaked me out. I was just like, somehow, no, it's just wrong.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny. I've never thought of it that way, but that's very true. It's like, throw a little pig in there, but why a chicken? That just seems like you're really taunting the chicken population.
Well, but and we can all imagine in our head what eggs and chicken sound like. Mm-hmm. The two just don't go together.
Yeah, you gotta have.
It just doesn't work.
It only works. Well, it works if you've got to have some spice. You know what I mean? That's just the way I see that. Thank you for the call, Chris. That's plenty to think about.
Good take,
man.
Chris is thinking fast today.
Yeah,
Of course, it was Florida.
Of course, it was Florida. That's just how they roll down there. 651-989-ROCK, the text line.
Okay, you know what? Things have been all over the place. My brain's a bit scattered, but the one thing that stood out to me is we got 2 different texts. We'll start with this one. Chris from Bloomington said, eggs used to just be salt and pepper for me until I got to the Army. Then it was a lot of hot sauce. Uh-huh. Okay, and then we got another one that says if you spent any time at sea in the Navy, you need ketchup on powdered scrambled eggs. It becomes a habit. So apparently the eggs in the military really suck.
I would well, if you're starting with powdered eggs, you're only going so far on the taste meter.
Can we feed these people that are, putting their lives on the line? Can we feed them properly, maybe? I don't know.
You would think it's about bulk. It's about making sure there's more than enough as opposed to tasting good.
Were both these guys on a boat? Because that's an issue, too.
Well, the one guy he said at sea. The other one said the Army, so I don't know. One exchange I loved was Steven text, beer is a salad.
Okay.
Which I thought was funny. But then somebody named Ryder responded back to him and said, it's liquid bread.
It is liquid bread. Yes.
That's funny.
That's
a good
pretty
take.
good.
That's a good take. I like that.
I would like to mention that Barb texted, Steve, chili without beans is not chili. Now, I agree with that.
Agreed.
But when you're talking vegetarian, you got to make some exceptions. I think of chili as a beanless product, but for people that don't eat meat, you got to put something in there, so you go
Really?
beans.
You think chili without beans?
Well, no. Originally, standard chili, there's no beans. I like a bean in my chili on occasion. Trust me, I'll do it.
I think that's a Southern thing. Standard chili has no beans?
Yes.
I've only ever
Go
had...
to Texas and order chili. You won't find a bean anywhere near that.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah,
sincerely, I didn't know that.
Oh no, it's a topic. I've had some interesting conversations about this very topic. It's like, what beans? What the hell? It's like beans are beans. You have a bowl of beans, or you have chili, which is ground beef.
But if you went to Cub right now and you got a can of Hormel chili,
there'd be beans in it.
The standard would be beef and beans, and then there'd be specialty meat-only chili would be the standout.
Hey, Barb right here, she's saying it. Chili without beans, it's not chili. I mean, I'm just telling you, there's a large faction of no beans in your chili if you're going to call it chili out there.
All right.
Yeah.
But see, I'm equal opportunity because, by the way, if you have something called chili, I will eat it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I will eat it. I don't care what color it is. I don't care what the ingredients are. If it's completely appropriately titled chili, bring it with a spoon and some crackers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Happy Friday. It is October the 10th, one day after the Wild just took a piece of wood upside the St. Louis Blues ass. 5-0. 5-0. Way to start the season off. Jessi Pierce is in the studio with us to discuss this very thing. Jessi of the Bar Down Beauties podcast, NHL.com. Last night, first things first, what'd you have to eat during the game?
I did more of a snacky situation, right?
Excellent.
I had some guac, I had some chips,
At puck drop, at the beginning of the season, were you feeling anxious? Were you feeling excited? Were you feeling confident? What was the initial buzz going on inside?
We're getting all in the emotions this morning. I was excited. It's excited just the season's here, right?
Yeah.
Like my life gets to resume. I love my family, love my kids, but I like my schedule, my structure, my hocky time.
And then it was just fist pumps galore. What a way to start the season.
It's similar to last year, right? Like I go into the year, being realistic, saying, oh, maybe they're a bubble team. Looking at them through preseason, through camp, I'm like, well, this, the Minnesota Wild look good. They don't look great. And then they do what they did last night, pump 5 goals against the St. Louis Blues, Philip Gustafsson with the shutout. And you're like, okay, here we go. I guess we're going to replicate what we did last year, which would be a fantastic thing.
Yes, it would. So the score is very impressive, but for anyone who did not actually watch the game, was the game indicative of that sort of dominance?
Yes and no. I do think that St. Louis kind of helped out the Minnesota Wild a little bit. Jordan Binnington looked rough. I mean, 4 goals allowed on 11 shots. You need to bury those, which the Wild sometimes don't. Yeah. So it's nice to see that they were actually kept their foot on the pedal. That's not always the thing.
Thank you.
Defensively, they were as sound as could be.
Yeah.
But it is nice to see the offense get going. You need to see that continue because that was the problem last year is especially when Kirill Kaprizov got hurt,
right.
You saw no goal output and you need that production. This is not a fun game to play if you're not scoring on the other end. That's for sure.
That's very true.
For sure.
That's very true. There's a lot of young talent on the Wild. How did the youngsters that hit the ice last night acquit themselves?
I mean, I'm glad that they saw at least 10 and a half minutes of ice time. Their fourth line, which I don't love. I would love to see some of those young kids move on up, hustle and bustle into that second and third line. And they were given those opportunities, right, during preseason. And John Hines and company just felt that they weren't ready, which is probably fair. It is. It's a big emotion to go into an NHL arena. Hunter Haight making his NHL debut. There's a lot that goes with it. I remember Paul Maurice of the Florida Panthers had said a few seasons ago to me about that debut. He goes, I want those kids to feel nervous. I want them to feel that because you never get that back. So I would like to see those guys move up in the line. But I thought they were more than serviceable. I thought they looked good and they did what a fourth line does.
You said that the young guys got a chance to prove themselves in preseason. I don't know what Hunter Haight what more he needs to do than lead the team in goals in the preseason than to prove himself. Is he a skill? He's a skill guy.
He's fast.
He's fast and he's
so
skillful.
Quick.
Okay, so put him with other skill guys and let him do his thing.
Exactly, and that's where it's again. I think there should be some line shuffling. I think they were just more concerned about we want to win the game and how do we infiltrate some of these younger guys. I mean, the Minnesota Wild. You guys have to remember for the past almost as long as I've covered them, 10 years now, have been the oldest team in the NHL. This is the first time that there's actually these youngsters that need to play, that need to get the opportunity, need to get that chance. And unfortunately, it's due to injuries to Matt Zuccarello and Nico Sturm. You never want that to be the case. But I think it's just they're trying to figure out that balancing act.
But going from old to young is it can be bumpy, but man, what a great burst of fresh air. The whole idea of you can really, it's more than just a paint job.
It is. And I mean, the kids are confident and comfortable. Kids, the youngsters nowadays coming into the National Hockey League are set up so much better than guys back in the day, right?
I'm glad you said that because I was thinking about this before you came in. I was listening to, looking around the National Football League, the quarterback play is actually better than it's ever been.
Yeah.
Across the board. And every year, more and more guys are getting on. And the whole idea is these guys at 12 and 13 are getting so much more attention, so much better coaching through long college careers. Is that what you're seeing in hockey? Are you seeing the younger guys? I mean, the Preds had an 18-year-old in the game last night. I just saw. Generally speaking, are people more prepared, younger, to enter the league?
It's still not quite what football will be or what basketball will be, right? Like it's going to still be very rare that you're going to see 18-year-olds. Like I said, our youngsters are 21, 22 years old. Just because hockey, it's hard to pinpoint how good you're going to be in 5 years when you're drafted at 18. However, I think it's just the way that sports is, which is I have a love-hate relationship with it. It's a business right now, right? So kids are coming in, taking care of their bodies. They know what's expected of them. They just have this different approach to it than I think guys that are now in their 30s or had played back in the day too, right? In the 90s, it was not that way. It was not like off-season was off-season. I remember Tom Reed telling me that their preseason, they actually had to work out because they hadn't skated all summer, where now these guys are skating, year-round in the NHL. So I think it's good, and I think they know how to be pros, and it's just kind of a matter of learning that a little bit tighter.
There was a time in the NHL where recovery drinks in the locker room, kid you not, were Coors Light and orange juice.
Yeah.
Sure.
50-50.
Yeah.
Gretzky would drink like Coke, I think he said, or, right? Like it was.
Oh, and smoke cigarettes.
And smoke cigarettes, yeah.
So things have changed a little bit.
The time machine would be phenomenal. Take some young, hot talent right now at the peak of his powers and send him back to the early 80s into the Oilers locker room and see how long he lasts. That'd be fantastic.
Right?
So, Jessi, watching the game last night, Jessi Pierce is in the studio with us. Were there any sort of vague red flags? Did you see things where you're like, we really got to tighten that up?
I mean, the second period wasn't great. Not being able to get a shot. Granted, your shot is a goal, so we'll take that every single time, right? But is that the situation where the Blues just came out far more motivated? Was there like an emotional letdown? What leads to 10 minutes without a single shot? I think it's both, right? I think the Blues definitely had a talking to at that first intermission, and they came out stronger. I mean, they're at home too, right? You can't let your home team down, home crowd down. But sometimes I've seen this from Minnesota, and you saw it last year. They have that middle period letdown for whatever reason. Then they're like, oh yeah, we're going to play. So I think there needs to be that reminder again, like, hey, nope, again, pedal to the metal. Like, let's go, let's keep going. I don't think it'll be a consistent situation for them. I think it happens. They probably just got a little caught up because they were taking it to the Blues in the first period. But yeah, that would be the one thing where it's like you guys need to not get into that because it's not going to always work in your favor in the third period. AKA the San Jose Sharks learned that hard lesson last night, too.
Tomorrow night, 7 p.m., the puck drop for the first home game against the Columbus Blue Jackets. What's the Blue Jacket outlook for the season?
I always feel bad for Columbus. I do, because they're in the same. They're 25 years as well this year. They came on board when the Minnesota Wild came around, so they're celebrating 25 years as a franchise. You got Dean Ebbson coming back into town, former Minnesota Wild coach.
Love him.
But Columbus is always just kind of there.
They're a malaise is what they are.
Yes, they're. I think we laugh about how are they going to celebrate 25 years when they've swept the Tampa Bay Lightning one year, and I think that's the one thing they've done in 25 years. Yeah, that's really about
it's funny because I always say that Columbus, Ohio is just there also, and so it makes sense that the hockey team has adopted the personality of their hometown.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Here's the other thing about Columbus in their 25 years. They weren't in salary cap jail for 5 years either, like the Minnesota Wild were coming in at the same time. We were at salary cap jail then, and we got screwed at the beginning when we came in as a team as well. So Columbus has no excuse other than they're in Columbus.
They're just there. I mean, they have some decent pieces. You've got Adam Fantilli, who was a top pick. He's good. Mm-hmm. You've got Zach Werenski on the back end. You've got Sean Monahan, who came in. But they're meh.
They got our guy. Charlie Coyle's there.
And they got Charlie Coyle. Yep.
Chucky.
Yep.
Monday night, we're all going to head down. The Kings are coming to town. A team with a little bit more of a legacy, if you will, a resume. What is this season's Kings outlook?
I loved the game their opener. What was that, Tuesday night, where it deserved more than a shootout. I hate going to shootouts for such electric games. The Kings baffle me though because I always have high expectations. But they're also very old. Like, they haven't done anything to get better. Anze Kopitar has been a part of that franchise for how long? And this is his final season. But they're still going to bring it. They still know how to score. I mean, they still have very talented, skilled players. So I think that'll be a much more challenging game for the Minnesota Wild, where they definitely have to be on beat. Your special teams, you have to play disciplined hockey against the Kings because they have a very good power play as well.
And Minnesota Ty, that was the trade. We acquired Brock Faber for Kevin Fiala with the King. That was with the Kings. Okay. So you've always got that matchup when Kevin Fiala comes back. He's sort of polarizing dude that, some people didn't want him to leave and other people are fine that he left.
Yep. Couldn't afford to keep him. Bill Guerin had to pull the trigger.
Well, and you got whatever you want, not a franchise defenseman, but a guy who's going to be on the blue line for 10 years. So.
The future captain, for sure.
Jessi, last time you were with us a couple weeks ago, we were sitting here going, where do you think Kaprizov's going to be next season? And, I kind of buried the lead, but obviously, good news is he's going to be right here for quite a while. Thoughts now that you've had a little time to process the fact that this is the highest paid player in league history?
It's incredible. I still can't believe they got it done for 8 years. I think that was my biggest surprise was the term that he agreed to 8 years, because I think in my mind that was always the big component, the big conduit that he wasn't going to want to be here for that long. Great. Seeing other players sign for quite a bit less than Kirill Kaprizov is in the National Hockey League starts to make you scratch your head a little bit. But at the end of the day, they got their guy. They needed to lock him in. They needed to do it. And, they paid the price for it. They had said that they would. Good on Kirill. And I don't think fans are going to be disappointed. 3 points last night, right? Kirill Kaprizov is him. He is that guy. And he is closer to Connor McDavid than he is Jack Eichel or Kyle Connor, like we were talking about.
I think the guy that said that originally is really smart.
Yeah.
I think it's really difficult to imagine or what would be impossible to imagine is being the team that let him go.
Exactly.
Because that's what it was. It was either give him all this money or forever talk about what he's doing elsewhere. Mm-hmm. And so when we have seen other players sign for less who have accomplished more or at least as much, it's just different context. It's a different situation. The Wild are at this place. To me, it's like, well, you really didn't have a choice. You have to keep this guy here.
Yep. Here's how we can sum it up. Number one, he's top 5 in the league. And maybe that's up for debate, but he is.
He is.
As far as I am concerned. And the other thing is they got the guy that they needed. They got it done. They just didn't play good poker.
Yeah,
that's really what it boils down to. They could have played better poker, but they didn't. But they got it done. So whatever. Who cares? Let's move on. The cap is going to go up over the years. That deal's not going to look as bad as it does right now.
And it speaks volumes to the belief he has in this team. And the same with Philip Gustafson signing his extension, right? Like having guys commit to the Minnesota Wild says a lot about like the future of where they're going, because we do know Kirill Kaprizov wants to win. Philip Gustafson wants to win, and they believe that can get done here. Hopefully that attracts and magnetizes some other players. Big names, right?
We've got a winter full of campfire kumbayas with this team coming. Trust me. It's all, the magic is just beginning. Tomorrow night, Columbus Blue Jackets at 7. Go ahead. Give me a pick. What's the score going to be?
You know what? I was correct last night, too. I said that the Wild would score 5. I said the Blues would score 3, so I was a little off on that one. Tomorrow, I'm going to say, I'm going to do another 5. Yeah. 5 goals for the Minnesota Wild. I'll give Columbus 1.
I'll
give them 1.
No, 5-2 is what I was going to say. So yeah.
Let's go. Jessi Pierce, it's always a pleasure.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
A bargument.
Right.
Does chili have beans? Yes or no? This all started because I mentioned that in a lot of parts of the world, if you say chili and say add beans, they look at you like you're crazy. Our thoughts?
Chili has beans.
Chili has beans.
I'm sorry.
I like it with beans. Yeah.
Somebody said, and that's not if you like it or not. You can get chili without beans. Nick hit us up on the Facebook page with a picture of Hormel chili, and the specialty one says no beans. So you have standard with no additional labeling, and then you have no beans means it's kind of a specialty deal.
Okay, that's the Hormel way.
Yes.
Dave made another good point on Facebook trying to argue for beans. He said they are called chili beans for a reason.
Yes, they are.
Where else are they supposed to go? In pancakes? Good call, Dave. That would be gross.
Okay, all right.
Carrie said you need some good dark red kidney beans along with some good variety of peppers, onions, and lots of meat. I can get with that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kidney beans, chili beans, and pinto beans should be in your chili.
Okay,
standard. Yes.
Fair enough.
Here's another good take from Tracy on the Luther Westside Volkswagen Talk and Text line. Chili has beans unless it's used on hot dogs. Then it shouldn't have beans.
Really?
We're really getting in the weeds here.
Man.
Yeah, I was chatting with Dave on the phone, and he's like, if you're eating a chili dog, if you are...
sucking on a chili dog.
Right.
The beans will just spout out all over the place if you do chili with beans. Somebody said something about hot dog sauce, though.
hot dog sauce.
Yeah, with no beans. It's just hot dog sauce.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it's I'll tell you the other side of it. Our buddy Rick from Monticello. No, unfortunately, I can hardly ever get it that way. But Wendy's chili is still pretty good. Nice little plug for Wendy's, I guess.
As a lifelong chili fanatic,
where are you on this?
Well, no, I would say proper chili, the way it was originally, the originators of what we call chili, it wasn't beans. It was a ground beef thing. That said, I make chili a lot, and I do add beans. I'm fine with it. But I do have a chili recipe that I only make on New Year's Day.
Okay.
Oh.
It's very involved, and there are no beans in that. That's like the proper, authentic. There is ground beef and sausage, and everything is from scratch. It's no packet. It's a whole recipe that I co-opted from someone, and I added one extra pepper. Therefore, it's now my recipe. I call it mine. I took it right from somebody else.
Nice.
And it's known as Jackass Chili. And I used to say I'm going to open a little tiny restaurant called the Jackass Chili Shack that just serves this one type of chili until we run out every day. And I've still not gotten around to it.
So, percent chance that Jackass Chili samples will be brought to the radio station.
Oh, very good chance.
Okay, good. I want to try this.
So if we go to Jackass Chili, on the menu, it's going to say Jackass Chili, and then the second item is going to be Jackass Chili with beans?
No, there's no room for beans in this chili.
It's like going to Matt's, there's just the one thing?
That's exactly right.
How about cornbread? Can I get cornbread with it? You could have lots of sides to go with
you
it,
want
right?
on the side.
I'm saying at Jackass Chili at the Shack, you could offer lots of sides with this one chili.
No, just saltine crackers. No tortilla chips, no cornbread, just saltines, man.
Oh, wow.
All right.
And not Zestas, not that knockoff, an good old-fashioned Nabisco saltine.
All right. All right.
Whatever they're called.
Yeah, I like it that way. I like the saltines. Do you guys put in so many saltines that you soak up all the juice, or do you not put that many in?
Depends on.
I'm not 3. No.
Jeez, turn it into porridge? Is that what you're saying?
I was raised in a Zesta home. My mom bought Zesta crackers instead of straight up saltines.
Okay.
And when I had saltines, I'd be like, ooh, I like it. I had a Zesta not that long ago for the first time in probably 40 years. No, I'm not trying to, take a shot at the Nabisco company or whoever makes them, but it was awful. I was like, man, I can't believe my mom subjected us to these. It's like when I realized like Hydrox aren't nearly as good as Oreos. We were a Hydrox and Zesta family, and I look back and I'm like, we had to do what you had to do. I get it.
It's a family on a budget. Yeah,
the woman
absolutely.
could stretch $1, but my gosh, I tried a Hydrox once too as an adult, and I was like, oh no.
You know what's insane is there are people that will out there that will fight you over Hydrox.
100%. Oh, I know.
They're insane.
Where would I even find a Hydrox right now? I've never heard of this.
I don't know. I haven't. It's been a while.
Okay.
But that was, and I believe Hydrox I think they were around first. Oreo,
1,000% they were before Oreo.
Oreo was a Hydrox knockoff, but as in
Oreo,
so many
Oreo's
companies.
a Hydrox. Yeah, sorry.
That's what you just said. Hydrox was first, and Oreo came along and said, oh, we'll do that, but we'll make it taste like food instead of like whatever the Hydrox tastes like. Yeah. Hey, Rush is back. Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson return for their 50-something tour next summer. We want to send you to not one, but both of their nights in Chicago. Enter to win tickets for 2 shows at the United Center, round-trip airfare, and a 4-night hotel stay. Go to 92KQRS to do just that. If you want to hear a little bit more of Nick Offerman, if you want to hear anything else on the show you might have missed, you can get the podcast.
I guarantee you missed like 6 Nick Offerman jokes. He's very funny.
There are, you can get that podcast, of course, anywhere you get podcasts. The Gorman in the Morning podcast, sponsored by our friends at Devani's Pizza and Hot Hoagies.
Plus, in that right there in that song, Offerman referenced the Fonz. We had Henry Winkler on. Maybe you missed that.
That's a very good point. Plenty of things to go back and listen to. We certainly appreciate your diligence and attention to this matter. We've got time for the last word. As it's Friday, it's Mark Twain time.
All right.
All right.
Here's just a little quick something for you. Age is an issue of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. Straight to the point.
Yeah.
There we go.
I dig old Mark Twain.
Yeah.
It's pretty smart.
Kind of a bright fella.
Yeah, kind of.
On this very show, Gorman in the Morning, on Monday, Maggie Ferris will join us.
Yay.
That's always a good time.
Hell yeah.
We will do a lot of things, including give away tickets to see Paul McCartney.
Who's that?
that is kind of cool and worth tuning in for. What's happening up next, Paul Fletcher?
Well, we'll go commercial free just after 11:45. I've got another opportunity to get to Chicago for Rush and 2 more keywords for $1,000. And I'm still figuring out the music.
That sounds great to me.
Gorman in the Morning is also Gorman on the go. Get the 92 KQRS app and stream live or catch the Gorman in the Morning podcast anytime. 92 KQRS.